Hello and welcome to CST 341 Milestone 7. I'm Stuart Reeder.
And I'm Nathaniel Lee.
And let's dive into it.
So we'll go ahead and start with our registration. Let's see. Go ahead and register a user. And let's go with the username 99. Password. Register. So our registration was successful. We'll go ahead and log in with that same user. So username 99 and password. So login was a success. So now we're going to go ahead and add our new product. Actually, before we do that, we'll go back to our forms and show them in different modes. So here we have the iPhone SE. So there's no horizontal scrolling. However, the navigation bar is broken due to some broken bootstrap issues that we'll showcase in the code later. And the iPhone 8, same deal. The iPad Pro, you get the navigation bar back, and you've already seen the desktop. So we can go ahead and go to the new products page, and we'll showcase this one in the SE phone, which the padding is having some issues, but still no scrolling. Go ahead and add a product here. Image. And the product description, this is a product. Very simple. Go ahead and submit. And it takes us to the data table, which the data table is having some issues with responsive design on the SE. However, on the iPhone 8, it's still running into some errors, but if we pop back to the iPad Pro, it works just fine with the nav bar and everything, and as well on the desktop. So we can also just see the product that we just added, which is product number 53. So we can let's go ahead and delete product 53. Well, we'll update it first and then add it again. So 53. Image dot 53, and this is product 53. Go ahead and submit that. So the product update was successful. Go through and add just a fake product to get it to that product display page. And go ahead and go to page 5. So product 53 was updated. We can go ahead and delete product 53 now. So let's go ahead and go to the new product page. And image and product text. And submit and go back to page 5. Product 53 no longer exists. Delete product works just as well on the SE as well as the iPhone 8 Plus and the iPad Pro. And the update product works fine on the iPad Pro. 8 Plus works okay as well. And the SE works as well. The only issue is the navigation bar is still missing.
Alright, so we'll kind of go over some of our code and where we stuck in our bootstrap. So right here we have our product listing with our script tag and our, again, display responsive, no wrap, so that way we're not, using that horizontal sidebar.
Which the responsive was still having some issues on the iPhones, but once we jumped up to the iPad Pro and the desktop, it worked just fine. So, and then here we have the login form, which uses a login or a class developed by Bootstrap Studio, and we have form groups and form controls for the username and password. And we have some button styling here as well. And then the register page is really the same thing, just with first name, last name, email, phone number, password.
And the header. Here we still are again having some of those problems with clipping issues, and it just tends to not size well that we have on the other sizes.
So here we have our default template where we import all of our CSS and JavaScript. This caused a lot of errors. Initially, I was having trouble getting the data table to actually format as a data table, and then I changed the Bootstrap imports, and it messed up the nav bar as you saw in the demo, as well as the data table on the iPhones.